Politics in Canterbury was once as firmly set as the city walls, until, of course, it wasn't, shaken up by the Brexit election. There's no doubt that Labour's vote here was pushed over the line for the first time in the party's history by people who are unhappy with the government's position on Brexit. They were expecting Labour to offer opposition. 18 months on, how do those voters feel? The successful MP believes they are as hostile to Brexit as they were on election day. And unlike Labour's front bench, she supports a second referendum.
The people that talk to me about Brexit mostly are really, really desperate to remain, or as close as possible. As well as the economic fallout from Brexit, we're talking about people's lives and families and parts of the community and social networks, actually. So people that were at my children's school, people that work at the university, people that are our friends and neighbours, don't want to suddenly feel that they've got to find another home. And that's actually really emotional for some of us.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you a leaflet. Yeah, that's me. I'm the candidate. Yeah. So, yeah.
But that's not the only view in Canterbury Labour Party. Ben Hickman is the constituency chair and secretary of the local branch of Momentum. He's also standing in a county council by-election this week.
I mean, some people find Labour's position on it quite woolly, but I think the Labour position on Brexit now is actually in keeping with what the majority of the population feel about Brexit, which is that the current deal, if you like, being pursued is completely unworkable. And Labour will oppose that in Parliament.
But it's the next question that's the difficult one, and then do what? I mean, that seems to be the problem. Is it reverse Brexit or negotiate another deal? What is it that Labour would do after that?
Well, I mean, the phrase that everything's on the table is used, but I think for me the best thing and the inevitable thing that seems will happen will be another general election.
So where do voters stand? I've come to the University of Kent. The anti-Brexit students here mobilised in 2017 to support Labour in Canterbury. These politics students are typical. The vast majority are Labour supporters who opposed Brexit. But do you feel Labour has delivered on your expectations of what they would do post the 2017 general election?
I think locally they have. However, in Parliament I don't feel it's being heard as much.
And what about Jeremy Corbyn's position? They say, you know, we're probably not going to vote for Theresa May's deal, and the outcome of that could be, well, who knows? It might be no deal, it might be something else. Does that worry you at all?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think that at the end of the day, we need to have the best Brexit we can for the people.
The students, though, were split on whether Labour should campaign for a second referendum.
I definitely think they should, yeah.
Why do you think they're not?
I think it's they don't want to isolate parts of the electorate, so if they keep this ambiguity, they can just maybe come down on the side later on when they know how the electorate feels more.
And is that frustrating for you, do you think?
It's quite frustrating as like a voter, but as a politics student as well. It's very hard to look at a party if they're not telling you exactly where they stand on something.
Does anyone else think a second referendum's a good idea?
No, I think there should be a general election towards once a deal has been finalised with the EU to see if the public still want that path to be taken, because a second referendum's not going to help at all. It's probably going to be, if it does happen, it's going to be another tight margin and it's going to make the country even more divided.